Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Socially Ausome podcast. Alyece Smith here. I'm your host. And today we are going to dive into a topic that every entrepreneur faces at some point: self-doubt and fear. And whether you're just starting out or you've been in the game for a hot minute here, those thoughts of, am I really cut out for this, can hold you back from turning your dreams into a successful reality. And I think it's something that's really rooted in us young at an age, just thinking about all the challenges you've had in your life, but it's holding you back. And there's a lot of things we need to really unpack today and know first that you're not alone. But we're going to break this down about not only what it is, but how you can overcome those barriers and transform, your current business or even your hobby into a thriving business by building that confidence within yourself. So, I first want to talk a little bit about understanding where self-doubt comes from, because for many of us, like I said, it begins with that fear of failure, right? That fear of unknown. Maybe you're questioning your abilities or wondering if you're an expert in the space. You're comparing yourself to other people. Maybe you're, saying, I've never run a successful business before. Those are all normal thoughts, but they don't have to control your actions, because no one is born with confidence. Confidence comes from action. And odds are that your fear is holding you back from taking the action, which is hurting you because it's not building that confidence that you need. So it's really important for you to understand almost every thought that you have that is self-doubt is rooted in fear. It's not fact. Okay. So it's fear, not fact. Repeat that, repeat that, repeat that. Okay. But we really have to turn that mindset and turn it into one of a CEO, right? Whether you are part-time and it's just a hobby right now, or you've been trying to go full-time in your business and maybe that doubt is self-sabotaging you, you've got to shift into that business owner mindset. That means taking your goals seriously and making decisions that put your business forward and putting that fear aside, right? Not being afraid to say, you know what, I don't know how to create good content, so I'm going to go learn how, right? Not just watching a bunch of modules, not just watching a bunch of YouTube videos, but I'm going to go learn from someone who is doing what I want to do, who's achieved what I want to achieve. Saying, you know what, I don't know the answer to this, but I'm going to go find it for my client. I'm going to go find it for my audience. Putting that fear aside of that imposter syndrome that you get when you're scrolling social media, right? Closing the app, closing the phone, and saying, they probably started 10 years ago and I am just getting going. I cannot compare myself to people who are on chapter 100. Okay, so it's really acknowledging that. And then also that CEO mindset of, what do I need to do to get there? Not the mindset of what's holding me back, what's keeping me from achieving this. It's never going to happen for me. All of those doubts and fears and almost self-empathy that you're feeding your brain every day is what is holding you back. Not that you can't do it, not that you don't have the skills to do it, not that you're not an expert, what you're telling yourself. I made a post on Facebook the other day, and it said that you are the only person that knows every lie you've ever told. And that's why you doubt yourself. Not just lies to other people, not saying you're a liar, okay, but the lies you've told to yourself. I'm not good enough. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. You're the only person that's ever heard all of those. And that's why you doubt yourself more than so many other people. You are doubting your ability to make this happen for you and your business and your family. And there is somebody that is watching you saying, oh my gosh, she's so much better than me, right? Think of that. You only need to know 10% more than the person you're teaching or the person you're serving. And you are putting yourself on this pedestal thinking you have to know everything. Because I hate to tell you, when you stop learning and stop growing, your business is going to stop. It's going to halt. So there is going to be points in your business where even once you've hit success or what you define success as or make those sales, you're still going to come back and doubt yourself. You're still going to come back and have that fear again of going to the next level. So it's not going to happen. But let's dive into some practical steps, okay? So take, things that you can do every day to overcome that fear and that self-doubt. One of the most effective ways is to educate yourself. And we just talked about this briefly, but Don't get stuck in the endless loop of learning without doing. So that's one reason in my programs and my masterclasses and my social success challenge, which is starting next week, I believe, the 16th of September. You can find all the details for that in the show notes, is action. Learn something and implement it. Learn it and implement it. Learn it and implement it. A lot of times we get stuck in education mode, and I like to call it infobesity, and just learning and learning and learning and learning and learning. And then by the time you go to put it into action, you've already forgot what you learned, right? You've forgotten half of the things that you learned. You can't remember. You're overwhelmed. You're putting so many things into your brain. So identify one small action you can take today that will move your business forward. One small action you can take tomorrow that will move your business forward. And that's actually the entire root of my upcoming challenge. I've hosted a lot of masterclasses. Like I said, I have my academy, my club. And what I notice is that people are constantly learning and they love learning. And I love learning. But then when they get into putting that into action and getting results in their business, they're like, I don't know how to prioritize. I don't know what's the first step. I don't know what to focus on. I am so overwhelmed. And then they end up doing either they do nothing or they do too many things. They're stretched so thin that they're not getting good at something. And that's where the confidence comes in, doing the mundane tasks over and over and over until you get good at it. So take one small action. And in my challenge, we're going to build a marketing plan from scratch together. Every day, I'm going to give you one task to focus on in your business that day. Now, that doesn't mean your business shuts down for 30 days and you don't have to do anything but what I tell you. But what that means is something to work on your business, because odds are right now you're working so much in your business, you're not moving forward because you're never working on it. You're never looking at that vision, that goal, that, long-term plan. So it can be a small action, reaching out to potential clients. I'm going to set a goal today to reach out to do 5 follow-ups. I'm going to set a goal today to engage on 3 hashtags that have my ideal client. Something you're not already doing, one small task, okay? Maybe you're going to finally record that podcast episode. Maybe you're going to finally post that vulnerable video you're scared of. Whatever it is, something that helps you overcome that fear. When you practice overcoming that fear with one small task outside of your comfort zone every single day, you'll end up taking bigger and bigger risks, and it will have a bigger and bigger reward for you. Okay. Next, really looking at success stories of entrepreneurs who were once in your shoes. Those also help me, right? Looking at other people's stories of doubts they have had or fears they've had. You can look at all the great entrepreneurs out there and how many times they were told no, or how many times they were told it was a waste of their time, or they would never make it, or all of those things. And let those inspire you, right? Let those inspire you. Remember, every successful business owner started where you are now. It's about persistence and belief in your potential. And you may have people in your real life, right in your ear, telling you you're not good enough. You're wasting your time. It's never going to happen. Why do you think your little hobby can be a business? You've got to learn to drown that out. Whatever motivates you, whether it's proving people wrong or, making an impact in the world, let it motivate you, but don't let the fear stop you. Okay. Do not let the fear stop you. I had so many doubts for myself when I left my job. It took me a while. Some days I wanted to vomit my trash can. I was so scared, but you can overcome it. Okay. So as we wrap up today's episode, I want to remind you that overcoming that self-doubt is possible, but it first starts with recognizing those fears, shifting your mindset, and taking action steps towards your goal. You have what it takes to succeed. You just have to let it shift you into that CEO mindset to start building your business the way you always dreamed of. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. It's absolutely the best compliment that you can give. It just encourages me to keep putting this out there. This is outside my comfort zone. And we love hearing what, you had to offer. And I'd love to hear how you're overcoming your own self-doubt and fear. Make sure you shoot me a DM on IG and let me know what is one small task that you're going to do in your business this week to overcome that fear. As always, take a screenshot of you listening to this, throw it in your stories, tag me at socially.awesome on IG. I'd love to give you a shout out. And check the show notes. I hope to see you on my social success challenge. If you're someone that's really struggling with that analysis paralysis and getting those things done and overcoming that fear, the challenge is for you. And I've got it linked right there in the show notes for you. So until next time, make it simple, make it social, and make it awesome.